All right, in solving equations, you want to follow the following 4 steps. The first thing you need to look for is there distributing that you need to eliminate? If there's distributing, that means you're multiplying the number on the outside to both or all things or all terms that are on the inside of the parentheses. After you check to see if there's distributing, you need to check to see if there are like terms. If so, you have to add or subtract them in order to combine them. Step 3 says, are there letters on both sides? If so, you need to add or subtract the smaller variable to the other side to then create our 2-step equation, which we know how to solve. So if we look at problem number 1, we can easily eliminate steps 1, 2, and 3 because there's no distributing, no combining like terms, and there's only letters on one side. So then I want to solve the equation. Well, I need to get rid of this minus 19. The opposite of subtracting 19 is adding 19 on both sides. The 19's cancel, and I get x equals 13 plus 19 is 32. If we look at problem number 2 looks like there's a little bit more going on. So let's go through the steps. Is there the distributive property? Yes, I see parentheses, and since there's no number right next to the left parenthesis, I'm going to insert a 1. Anything that does not have to do with the distributive property, you drop down, such as the 2r, the equal sign, and the 13 plus 2r. Now, I am going to distribute that negative 1 inside to the 5. Negative 1 times 5 is negative 5. Negative 1 times a negative r is a positive r. Once you check distributing, you want to see if there are any like terms. Remember, you cannot cross the equal sign in order to combine. So I do see that there's a 2r plus r, which gives me 3r. I'll drop down the minus 5, and I'll drop down the 13 plus 2r. After combining like terms, you want to check to see if there's letters on both sides, which I see a 3r on one side and a positive 2r on the other. If I need to move the smaller one to the other side, my smaller variable is positive 2r. The opposite of a positive 2r is subtracting 2r. Make sure that you line it up because r's need to be on top of other r's. 3r minus 2r is 1r. Drop down the minus 5. Drop down the equal sign. Drop down the 13. Last is to solve the 2-step equation. So I'm going to add 5 on both sides. The 5's cancel. And I get that 1r is equal to 18. Do I need to divide both sides by 1? No, because 1r equals 18 is the same as saying r equals 18. If you look at problem number 3, if I start by going through my checklist, the first thing says to distribute. I do notice that there are parentheses, so I will take that number on the outside and distribute it to both terms in the inside. 1/3 times 12 is 4. 1/3 times a negative 9x is a negative 3x. Drop down the equal sign, drop down the negative 4. There are no like terms because there's nothing on the left side that I can combine, and there's nothing on the right side I can combine. There are not letters on both sides, so now I'm going to solve the 2-step equation. I need to get rid of the number without the letter, so I'm going to subtract 4 on both sides. Negative 3x drops down. Negative 4 minus 4 is negative 8. And then divide both sides by negative 3. And I get that x equals negative 8 divided by negative 3 is 2.6 repeated.